Okay, I figured I was just gonna make a video about it because I've been learning this for the last, I don't know, last hour or so, I want to say, maybe two. I lost track of time. So there's a riff rundown for that one section in Gift by Chon. I'm sure everybody knows that one section. It's hard as fuck. I was listening to them play it. I actually slowed it down just to make it human to play, you know? Yeah, sounds real crazy. So I'm gonna basically break it down. I don't have it perfect by any means. I won't lie. I'm not that great of a guitarist. I am definitely not Eric or Mario from Chon. I will recommend play with your fingers heated up, or stretch out your fingers, warm yourself up somehow. Right now it's actually pretty fucking cold in my room, so it's kind of backfiring for me, but whatever. As you can see, I'm running a Fender Duosonic HS, which is just the version that has a humbucker and a coil tap. This is a 2017, I think. All I did was change out the pick guard. I've got that running over there into my Fender Bassbreaker 15, coming out of a Marshall Origin 2x12. It's a vertical 2x12. And then down there I have my pedal board. Right now I got basically tuner into MXR Dynacomp. I'm compressing the shit out of this because it's like some tapping, and I'm not good at tapping at all, so I needed that to bring up the lows. I've got right here, this white boy is a boost. It's actually the Spark from TC Electronic, but it's the full size. I highly recommend this thing as a really nice clean boost if you don't have it. And then behind that I have an overdrive from Joyo called the Tai Chi, which I'm not using right now. The silencer from EHX as a noise gate, and then another Joyo pedal called the Atmosphere, which is just as like a reverb right now. So this reverb that you're hearing is coming from that pedal, that blue one right there. But as you can see, since I'm compressing the fuck out of my signal, the gate's not really doing much, so I'm lower to this point. Anyway, sorry for rambling. I know it's already 2.5 fucking minutes in. I'm gonna get to the actual playing. So this is in standard. I know I'm not in tune. Bear with me. This guitar's not intonated right now or set up, so just deal with it. First chord is on the 6, so we have a 6, 8, and then 4 straight 10s. This is disgusting. I don't know how these guys manage to play this stuff, to be honest. It's insane. So you're gonna do one of these spider chord looking guys. I play these all the time, but I only play this, you know? I don't ever have to bar the rest of the frets, but that's what they decided to do, so they start with this. So this is like a weird pattern where they're doing, they pick the 2 outside strings. Let me see if I can show you. The 2 outside strings. And then they pluck, you move down one and up one, and they pluck the low ones first and then the higher one. So you have, and then you could do the same thing on the next 2 strings while just holding this chord. It's in that weird rhythm where it's like tempo's here, and then you have that. I have so much trouble barring this thing, but I'm gonna get it down. So that's that pattern they use there. Then, this is Mario's part, by the way. Then they throw in a tap. Mario technically plays with a pick in his index, and then he taps with his middle and ring finger. I don't really tap at all, so I'm gonna have to use like fingerstyle hybrid picking, which I also suck at, and then use these 2 fingers since they're my stronger fingers. So after doing this little run, he lets go completely, I've noticed, I guess to give him some room and not have to be holding that the whole time. And then he hits the 17 on the A string, hammers on with his other finger to the 17 on the B string, then he lets go to a pull off on the 10th fret, and then he does a little run from the 6, 7, 6, 8, 10. So, and then he hammers on finally on that 13 on the B. So you have this like, sorry if you can't really fucking hear it. It's the gist of what he's doing there. Clearly I suck at tapping. It's not my forte. That's more or less what he does, I guess. So you have that part. Then he does his second chord. So he's gonna do a 5, like basically bar the whole 5. So bar that 5, 7, 5, 5, 8, 5. So he basically just kind of gives it a spank, like a quick that, and then you have this. So it's like, so he hits the low E with the G and the B, then just the E, and then the same 3 again. Then he moves on to his next chord, which is going to be the same pattern from the beginning. So it's 3, 5, 3, 5, 3, 5. So just bar that whole 3, and then you put your middle, then your ring, and then your pinky. So you're going 3, 5, 3, 5, 3, 5, like almost like a staircase. Big old jazzy chord. So then you're doing that same pattern again. I noticed that he does that little embellishment with that like that ghost note, that like little flick, and sometimes he does like a, where he goes from the 3rd and then hits that B that he's already barring. I can't really do that, so something like that. So all together should be like, make sure you hit the right notes. So that repeats 4 times, and on the 3rd time, instead of doing this pattern, where the rhythm is like, they do, I don't know if it's a triplet feel or like a dotted feel for a second. Instead of having that, they do this like, you know. So you don't get that. Instead, you do the same, almost the same pattern. You're going from the E to the other E, then the A to the B, then the D to the G. So instead of, you have, if that makes any sense. I'm not sure if this is clear at all. So that's going to be on the 3rd repetition. They do that. This is hurting the crap out of my index finger, specifically my index and my pinky. So that's Mario's part. Eric's part I have not really learned too much. I do know what he's playing, I just can't actually play it yet. So his is going to be bar most of the 10. Ignore the E string for this part. He basically plays from the low E all the way to the B, and it omits the E for this beginning section. So you're going to play 10, 10, 14, 10, and then another 10. And then he also, Eric tends to add on a finger in the middle of the chord. So he'll play almost the same pattern, like with that shaping, but he'll do from the E and the B string. So, and then he adds on that 13 right there. So you're gonna do E and B, A and G, and then the D, and then the B string after going from that, the 10 to the 13. So then he does another similar tapping run, much higher though. He goes to the 19th fret on the G string, and then the 20th on the E string. And he does another a similar run, but he lets go to the 13th fret, 10, 12, 13 on the E string. It'd be nice if I could play it. You get the picture. I suck at this. So he does that, and then he taps 2 fingers. He taps the 17 on the B and on the D at the same time. So he does that chording, and then you have, so this is at the same time that Mario's doing his, Eric is doing, and then Mario goes for his little run. I can't even do it. Obviously, if you have more skill than I do, you can probably get this down in no time. I've been doing this for hours and I suck. Then you have that chord that they hit, that spank. Eric's got his own, so he does this shaping. I'm not really sure what you call it, but it's 13, 12, 14, and then a 10. It's like one of these, like, I don't know if you ever played like FCB Remix, like, it's basically this second chord, and then he adds on that, I think it's a minor second is what it's called, that like the dissonant. So his is just much like how Mario has that. His is just so much simpler of a chord, sort of. And then finally he has his part where Mario's doing this. Eric goes to basically borrow the whole 6th, make like a 6, 8, 7, one of these type of chords, and you're gonna hit the 7 on the E string, if it's even possible to see what I'm doing here. Right there. So he doesn't play the actual G string that you're barring, because obviously it's not. That's way too jazzy. So instead he plays that minor second again. So you're gonna do the same, like that shaping. Just make sure you move your pinky to that 9 on the G. So that's all Eric's part. So you have I really can't do this. Sorry. I've been practicing Mario's part, so. Unfortunately, I don't have any tabs for this at the time. I'll see if maybe I'll make some tabs, and if I do, I'll put them in the description below. Let me know what you guys think and if this helps you guys out. If this helps you guys out at all. Sorry for making it such a long ranty video. I've never done one of these before, but yeah, let me know what you guys think. Thanks.